What will be happening in the next couple weeks, guys, will be a massive game changer in the storyline. You don't want to miss this. Right now, we are here at the site where the Order landed the meteor all the way to Classified Canyon. As you can see, this is one of the 7 pods, and we already know that the audio logs talk about that she was in Reality 783, which was the previous reality we're in. Right now, we're currently in Reality 266, which is presumably the new Reality Zero. And over there is Classified Canyon, which is assumed to be the prison quarters where the Origin was last held. If you don't already know, the Origin was once the Cube King. If you try to go inside the Classified Canyon, you would see a unknown UFO. Maybe it could either be human build that just got there since he recently just got to Reality 266, or it could be the Origin ship that landed over there because he used one of those saucers to escape from the last reality after he decided to step down as Cube King. And once the IO captured them, they placed him into the prison cells where he will be held. As a result, he decided to distract some IO guards and broke out of that prison. As of right now, he is one of the members of the 7, way before he was chromed by the Herald and was manipulated to rejoin the last reality as of right now. And throughout the first half of the season, the Order talks about how the 7 are not the same, and because after the chrome, after that she lost her sister the Imagined, if you don't even know that she died during the Zero War comics. She then ended up disappearing after the last log, and as of this update, she's being held in the IO prison cell, where I assume she's being interrogated by Dark Voyager to know where the last of the shards are, even though that she has been gone on an island for some time. She probably witnessed the 0 point being destroyed in the Chapter 4 island, because it's also assuming that she was once in the Chapter 4 island before it got destroyed. And as a result, Dark Voyager has just disappeared by sending a rift on top in a green space. He decided to go to that green space where he'll be conducting his massive search for the 0 point shards. And not only that, the last members of the 7 that are still currently missing, even though it's assumed that some of them are still being held by the last reality, or furthermore, it could also be assuming that some members of the 7 survived. Now we go over to this X post and we see that the 0 point and its second shard. Oh, I'm not sure that if it's its second shard or it's just the second, third, and fourth shards combined together to make one big shard, which makes up like 25 to 30% of the 0 point as a result. It still is a big game changer, as Dark Voyager is strangely helping us rebuild the 0 point and getting those 0 point shards. And this is also according to Jones, where he also mentions about the Dark Voyager capturing the 0 point shards, and he even mentions that it's not for world peace, but an even stranger plan that he has up his sleeve. Which I assume it's not the case, because Dark Voyager is assumed to be chromed at some point around Chapter 3, and he ended up joining the last reality. Despite he is one of the oldest characters in the game, and he's like an unknown entity, there's no mention that he has been ever a member of the last reality until it was revealed around Chapter 7. Meaning somewhere around these times, around Chapter 2, Season 7, or Season 8 during the Cubes, to Chapter 3 Season 4 when he was chromed, he was taken by the last reality and turned into a member. Well, a high-ranking member, which the Golden Cube signifies royalty, which is why Dark Voyager has his own ship, which is similar to that of the Cube's cradle. And if we can also look at one of the leaks of that Twitter post, we can even see a massive claw-like beam shooting out the 0 point shard and putting it into the first shard, which is the shard from Reality 783. And you can also see Dark Voyager somehow manipulating the shard in a way to put it together, because he's figuring out the pieces of the puzzle. It's like learning a puzzle. If you try to figure out the piece of the puzzle, you need to like connect it in a certain way where it has to go, which is what the Dark Voyager is doing right now. And after that, you can see the Reality 783 shard and this shard from the green reality placed there. But in the coming months, we're gonna see more shards coming in from different realities, because we have a purple galaxy, a blue galaxy, a green looking galaxy, and then there's the stranger part. We got ourselves a golden galaxy. But why is the last one golden? Well, it could be Reality 35, and let me explain right now how I can prove it to you, which signifies Geno's return. Haven't seen Geno in many seasons, only that we saw the Ageless in Chapter 4, but we never see an actual Geno skin in the entire Fortnite storyline. The only time we see Geno is a silhouette through the 0 point, where the Foundation and Jones are ready to go to the reality where Geno is, called the Realm, which is Geno's massive lab where it disappeared when he quote-unquote died. He then gets revived with all of his atoms being reorganized into his body, and ends up in Reality 35 where he is fully rebuilt and it says not the end, meaning it is not the end of the war at all. Before he died, he even mentions to the Foundation that if he fails to do so, to take care of this whole reality and the Omniverse, it would be the end of everything. And surprise, surprise, it was almost going to be the end of everything, which Geno was also right. Thankfully, it didn't end very horribly, only that the island, the 0 point, only shattered around Chapter 4, assumingly by the last reality, but it's still a debate. Now, the last one, the Golden Galaxy, must have been where the last 0 point shard must have been. This is where Geno is going to assumingly get in contact with Darth Voyager when he arrives at that Golden Galaxy, or Reality 35, and they're probably going to have a huge fight, meaning it will be a massive battle between Darth Voyager and Geno, and it will probably end horribly when Geno returns as a prisoner thanks to Darth Voyager. And at the end, somewhere around Chapter 7 Season 2, I assume, and I could be wrong, but I can predict that. Around Chapter 7 Season 2 in the upcoming months, we're going to see Geno for the first time, this time a prisoner by the Darth Voyager, and will be held in a cell, same cell as where his daughter, the Order, is being held as of now, in Lethal Labs.